9/11 continues now. Lou Young joins us live from Lower Manhattan, where he's joined by Commissioner Bill Bratton. Lou.
Yes, we have Commissioner Bratton in his final 5 days as our police commissioner, and Deputy Commissioner for Counterintelligence John Miller here. And I just want to ask both of you gentlemen, we see this memorial, the exhibit. Are we looking here at history, current events, or a combination of both?
Actually, all of those things. We're here to remember history. We are here also reminded of the history to come, the uncertainty of that as it relates to terrorism, because we clearly know that the world changed on 9/11. Terrorism became a constant concern, something we have to be aware of. And going forward, let's face it, to defeat terrorism is going to take years and years, if ever. That's the reality of the world we live in.
Yet the next attack is unlikely to look like that. What do we anticipate? What can we anticipate? Can I direct that to you, John?
I think if you look at what we've been seeing, we've got over 20 plots targeting New York City, all of which have been interdicted. So that's a good thing. But you see in Orlando, the greatest loss of life in a terrorist attack on U.S. soil since 9/11. Club at 2 o'clock in the morning. So you see a shifting from symbolic targets to random targets. You see San Bernardino. These are not people who were flown in on a mission. These were people living the American dream with a house and a government job and a new baby and a marriage. So the type of threat we're looking at has shifted through social media and groups like ISIS exploiting the mass marketing of this to much smaller attacks, but attacks that are going to be harder to collect on as an intelligence officer and harder to prevent.
Commissioner,
and more frequent, unfortunately.
Commissioner, as you get ready to go to the private sector, I mean, as a private citizen, what will you look for to let us know that this war is over? When is it over?
It's never going to be over. That's the reality of the world we live in today, that the 21st century changed everything in the sense of the advent of the technology age, social media. It's something that ISIS, the new threat, Al-Qaeda is off to the side, still trying to get back in the game with a big event. ISIS is much more satisfied with the individual with a hatchet or a car or a gun, and they feel that every one of those incidents, whether successful or unsuccessful, is a success for them. So that mindset is not going away. It's required a very significant refocusing of the counterterrorism capabilities here in the city. John worked very hard with so many others, the mayor's strong support, to create new elements of counterterrorism capability. You see them all over the city. The large numbers of officers with the helmets and the long guns. That's a direct response to the ISIS threat, the potential that every place is a potential target. But the good news is, and the public needs to be mindful of this, to be not living in fear. Just stay aware. See something, say something, but that we cannot live in fear, because then they will have won.
Does this event mark the start of eternal war then?
Oh, I think it marks the beginning, or marked the beginning, of a new form of crime that we had not experienced in this country in its persistence. We've had terrorism acts throughout our history. In the 20s, phenomenal number of bombings during that period of time. But no, this is a new era, because there's a new instrument to carry it forward. That instrument is technology, social media, the capability for an event anywhere in the world, no matter how small, to immediately be reported all over the world. And so the terrorists benefit from that, because their handiwork gets magnified very, very quickly.
You said the word crime. When does it go back to becoming crime and not something that is warfare?
Actually, it is crime. That the whole idea of dealing with cyber issues, you've got crime, you've got hacking, you have espionage, and you have warfare. We deal principally with the criminal element of the issue of terrorism. The warfare component, we are at war, but we deal more with the crime component of it. The fact that we would investigate certain elements, but then the federal government takes it over.
What about this day touches you most?
This was the day that brought me back into policing. that it drew me back into the Los Angeles Police in 2002. Same for John Miller. I would not have taken the LA job without John Green to come on board. I would not have taken this job in 2014 without John Green to come on board to deal with the counterterrorism issues, because I understood in LA and here the importance of this issue. And to my mind, there's nobody better prepared in this country to deal with it, particularly in an urban setting, than the guy standing right beside me.
And John, your most poignant memory here?
I think of the people that I lost, the people that I knew. I remember that day particularly for calling them, and you got those voicemails. They're answering machines on their cell phones, wondering which of them made it and which of them didn't. So that's the first thing I think of. But I think of that every single day when I drive by this building going to work. I also look up at the building and I see rebirth. Yeah. I see a city that knows how to survive anything. I see people who know how to fight back. I see a country that knows how to rebound. This is about both. Thanks, John. And I recall that he and I were colleagues at the same shop when the first attack happened, '93. And your final 5 days, Boston, LA, New York twice, transit police, America's police commissioner, all right? Thanks a lot. We're live in Lower Manhattan. Lou Young, CBS 2 News. Back to you.
All right, Lou, thank you so much. On